Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the start of another video where I'm going to be taking you along with me this week while I mood read and just showing you what I realistically pick up and read in a week. For the month of August, I didn't plan out any reading vlogs. I've just been mood reading all month long, and as a mood reader, it has been so nice to just pick up whatever I feel like reading at the moment. It is currently Sunday, so it's the start of a new week. I thought that would be a great time to kick off this vlog, and I'll be updating you guys every single day, showing you what I read, how much I read, and how I'm feeling about everything that I pick up. And I'll vlog all the way through the end of the week on Saturday. I am currently reading 3 books right now, so I'll take you through those first and tell you guys my thoughts on them because that'll be what I'm starting out the vlog with. So the sleeve is off of this one, but last week I started The Bodyguard by Katherine Center, and I've made a small dent in it. I'm at page 76, and to be honest, I have not picked up this book since last week because it's just been kind of hard for me to get into. I feel like I've only heard really good things about this book, and I'm just not loving it right off the bat. I feel like I love the premise and the idea of it, but I don't know if I'm loving the execution, and it doesn't feel super romancy to me. Like, I can't really see the characters getting together at this point, and I think I just went into this book with really high expectations because everyone seems to love it. But again, it's still early, so I'm definitely going to give this book more of a chance. I just haven't been dying to pick it up since I last put it down. And since I wasn't clicking with The Bodyguard right away, I jumped into another book and I picked up Red, White, and Royal Blue on my Kindle. This one is on KU, and this is one of those OG book talk books that I still haven't read. I feel like I'm probably one of the last people on earth that have not read this book yet. And so I made it one of my 23 books that I want to read in 2023 at the beginning of the year, and the movie just came out, so I definitely was wanting to read this one soon. And I've only just started this one as well. I'm like 10% of the way in, but to be honest, I'm not loving this one as much as I thought I would either. It's still super early, so I feel like I can't judge it right away. I love the writing so far, but I just feel like the characters are a little bit juvenile, so I'm not 100% loving it, and I haven't been dying to pick that one up either, but that's kind of how I'm feeling about that one so far. And then I've also been reading The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. I picked this one up yesterday. I have been loving season 2 of The Summer I Turned Pretty, so I've just really been in the mood for another summer YA romance. I actually started this book last summer, got about 50 pages in, and then I just never picked it up again. I wasn't really feeling it last year, but like I said, I was just in the mood for a summer YA romance. I went to the pool yesterday and brought this one along with me. Since summer is dwindling down, I'm trying to get in my last few summer reads before the season is over, and sadly I'm not really loving this one either. I definitely like it more this go around than I did last year when I picked it up, but again, it feels just a little bit juvenile. I'm not loving it. It's entertaining me for the time being, and I feel like I'm clicking with this one the most out of the 3 books that I've started. So I'll probably finish this one today, if not probably tomorrow, because I'm already like 200 pages in, and I read about 50 pages of this morning. So I'm flying through it pretty quickly. I'm enjoying it. I'm liking the summer vibes, but it's not anything too amazing to me. I feel like this is going to be a solid 3-star read. That's what I'm currently reading at the moment. That's what I'm going to be kicking off the vlog with today. I'll probably bounce around between those 3 books for the start of this video and then just pick up whatever I'm feeling. So I'll definitely update you guys next time I have some thoughts. I'm here with a reading update. I have read to page 308 in The Summer of Broken Rules. I read a good bit today, but I think I'm gonna call it a night. I have to work tomorrow, so I'm about to start winding down and getting ready for bed. But I really enjoyed the second half of this book more than the first half. Something happened that added a lot of depth to the storyline and just made me enjoy it more, and I feel like it just got better as I kept reading. So I'm gonna finish it up tomorrow. I only have like 45-ish pages left, but I will let you guys know my final thoughts when I finish the book, which will probably be tomorrow. Hi guys, I've now finished The Summer of Broken Rules and I'm here to give you my final thoughts on the book. I did like it overall. I thought it was a fun time. It was very easy to read, very easy to digest. The best summer vibes. I would so recommend this to read during the summer as like a pool or beach read. I thought the atmosphere in here was amazing. I loved the setting. That was probably my favorite thing about it. The storyline and the plot was really fun. I thought the whole Game of Assassin storyline was a lot more fun than I originally thought it was going to be. As far as the characters go, it was a big cast of characters and I generally liked most of them. Our main girl Meredith did get on my nerves at times, but overall I liked all the characters. I think the one thing in here for me that I didn't absolutely love is the romance. It was a little insta-lovey, but that didn't bother me so much because this book takes place over the course of a week, so they're not going to have that much time to get to know each other and for feelings to develop. For the timeline that we did have, I thought that the relationship was developed pretty well. The biggest thing for me in here, which when I tell you I went through every single Goodreads review of this book to try and find one person mention this or say the same thing or say that they felt the same way I did, and not a single person did. So maybe this is just me reading too much into it and it's just a personal thing, but the love interest in here is her cousin's husband's stepbrother. So no, they are not at all blood related, but I'm like, are they still not about to be related by marriage? Are they not cousins-in-law? Like, is that a thing? And I just kept thinking, like, if they get married, would her mother-in-law not also be like her second cousin, or would it be like her aunt? I don't know, now I'm confusing myself. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but that was just always in the back of my mind, so I felt like I couldn't 100% root for the romance. But other than that, I liked it. I thought this was a fun time. It was enjoyable. It was cute. I also really liked the balance of how this was like a fun, lighthearted book, and I would say it's overall a happy read, but grief is definitely a factor in here, and I felt like the way it balanced out with the fun, happy-go-lucky lightheartedness of the book was done really well. It just gave it the perfect amount of emotional depth. So I really like how that was done. I think as far as a star rating goes, I would probably give this 3.5 stars. So those are my final thoughts on The Summer of Broken Rules. I'm planning to pick Red, White, and Royal Blue back up tonight and read a little more in that. So I will give you guys another update when I have some more thoughts. Hi guys, I am here with kind of a disappointing update. I have been reading and reading and reading Red, White, and Royal Blue, and I haven't wanted to update yet because I'm honestly not really loving it and I just keep waiting for it to get better. But I'm at like the 60% mark now and I'm just really not loving it, unfortunately. I'm finding it to be so boring. Knowing the premise, I knew it was gonna have politics in it, but I did not think it was gonna be as politics heavy as it is. I kind of feel like the political plot is like the main storyline and then the romance seems to be a subplot, which I was reading this for the romance. So it's just been kind of disappointing so far. And the way the story is told too has kind of surprised me because we're only getting Alex's perspective, and I really thought this would be like a dual POV kind of story where we would flip between Henry and Alex's perspectives every other chapter. And we're only really seeing Alex's side of things, so all we know about Henry is what we see of him when he interacts with Alex. And I feel like I just don't really get to know his character. I was really hoping for more scenes of him and his life in London, and it's mostly just like Alex and him helping his mom get reelected and his life in the White House. And there's not much of the romance, which is what I really want out of here. So I'm struggling to see why so many people love this book. I'm hoping that it gets better, but sadly I'm just like not really getting the hype right now and not really loving it. Hi guys, I haven't done any more reading today, so I don't have a reading update for you, but Sunny Kim posted a video today on YouTube of her reacting to the Red, White, and Royal Blue movie. So I was watching that up until the point where I am in the book, and I don't know, watching her video made me so much more excited to finish reading the book because the movie looks so good. I feel like this is going to be one of those rare instances where I like the movie better than the book. For starters, the casting amazing. Everyone looks exactly how I pictured them while reading. Also, I feel like the movie is going to cut out a lot of the more boring political stuff and focus on the romance, because obviously they had to cut stuff out of the movie for time's sake, and I feel like they're just going to keep the more crucial bits to move the story along, and I feel like it's going to focus on the romance, and we're really going to get to see the story come to life, and I feel like we're going to get more insight into all of the characters instead of just Alex. So I am very excited. Initially I was like, I don't know if I want to keep reading Red, White, and Royal Blue tonight. I might move on to something else, but that just motivated me to finish it tonight, and if I finish it in enough time, I'm going to start the movie after. If not, I definitely want to watch the movie sometime this week so that I can share my thoughts in this vlog. But just thought I would update you guys because it was a book related update. Last night I finished Red, White, and Royal Blue. I think I was at the 60% mark yesterday when I picked this book up again, and I read it until the end. And tell me why the last 40% was so much better to me than the first 60%. The last 40%, I was like, okay, now I get the hype. Now I see why people love this book so much. It was feeling like a 5-star read at some points. But then the first 60% to me was on the verge of being a 2-star at points. So I'm really conflicted on what to rate this book. I want to give it a 4-star, but I'm hesitant just with how I felt about the first 60%. I feel like if this book had been less info dumpy and more Henry and Alex together and going on adventures, even though in the context of the book I know that wasn't exactly possible, but those were the moments I loved. The romance, I thought it was so cute, and I was rooting for Henry and Alex so hard, and I ended up really loving the book, and I see why people love it so much, and I cannot wait to watch the movie now. After I finished Red, White, and Royal Blue, I honestly wasn't gonna read anymore, but I don't know, I've just been in a hockey romance mood lately. When am I not? But like, I especially was last night. So I decided to pick up Play With Me by Becca Mack. It's been on my TBR for a little bit because I've been wanting to continue the Playing for Keeps series. I think that's the name of the series. And this is book 2 in that series. I didn't love book 1, but I really liked Garrett, the character that book 2 is about. So I've been wanting to continue on. I've heard that the series gets better and book 3 just came out. I'm at like the 25% mark now, and I actually am liking it more than I liked book 1. It is super cheesy, and I've been rolling my eyes almost every page, but I've also been laughing out loud at every page because it is just so funny. It's like the best kind of cheesy. This book picks up right where book 1 left off, and I'd kind of forgotten a little bit of what happened in book 1, and Becca Mack has done a really good job of weaving in the highlights from book 1 into the plot of this story to kind of like remind you like, hey, this is who this guy is, this is what happened with these people, because I had forgotten. And so the way she's kind of like weaved in some of the storyline from book 1 into this story, I really appreciate. She did a really good job of like reminding you of things without rehashing the whole plot over. I'm really loving the found family in this book too. The love interest in this book is Jenny, who is Carter from book 1's little sister. And so it's like a brother's best friend trope, but the only thing that's really turning me off from this book is Carter is like a super protective older brother, and he does not want like any guy to be with his sister. And I'm like, that is so weird to me. Like, what brother actually cares that much about his sister's sex life? Like, that's the only thing that's weird to me, is how overprotective Carter is. I also feel like Jenny and Garrett's connection feels very lusty. Book 1 was very spicy, but I felt like it had a lot of depth, and the characters definitely had an emotional connection as well. Whereas with this one, we haven't really gotten to the depth in the story. I feel like it's there and it's gonna come out, but so far it's just very lusty, and there really is only like physical connection between the two characters. That's really my only critiques of it so far though. I'm not expecting like anything crazy. I don't think this is going to be a 5-star read by any means, but I'm just reading it to have a fun time. I wanted a spicy romance and I wanted a hockey romance, and that's what I'm getting out of this. So I'm probably going to read more of this tonight, and then I might go back to The Bodyguard if I'm wanting something a little more wholesome, but we'll have to see. Hi guys, it is now Saturday, so today is the last day that I'm going to be vlogging myself reading for this video. I didn't talk to the camera at all yesterday, but if you saw the clip, I did watch Red, White, and Royal Blue, the movie, last night. So I wanted to share my thoughts on that before I got into some reading updates. I thought the movie was so good. I thought it was an amazing adaptation. They did change a few things, but the things they changed, I thought they did a good job with, and I understood why they made those changes for the purpose of time constraints or different things like that. The cast was amazing. Everyone looked exactly as I pictured. The setting was exactly how I pictured. It was just really cool to have just read the book and see everything play out on screen as I imagined in my head while I was reading it. And I feel like it just made me appreciate the story so much more, and it feels like such a comfort read to me now. So I'm really glad that my feelings on that book have shifted over the course of the week, and I definitely understand why so many people love that book so much. And I really want to read more from Casey McQuiston now because I've just fallen in love with the story. As far as reading updates go, I've read up to 32% in Play With Me, and I'm really liking it, but so far the majority of the book is just focused on their physical relationship, and it's a lot of spice, which I like. But I don't know, lately I've just been in the mood for something more wholesome, and I wanted something with more of a storyline and a plot to it. So I decided to go back into The Bodyguard, and I've now read up to about like the 200-page mark, and I'm still really not clicking with this book. Something about it I'm just not connecting to the characters, and I do like the idea of it. I like the premise. I think it's really cool, but I don't know, maybe I'm just not loving the execution of it. I have about 100 pages left, so I am planning to finish this one before the week is over to give you guys my final thoughts on the book as a whole. I wanted to end this vlog tomorrow with a little wrap up to give an overview of everything that I've read for the vlog over the course of the week. So I don't know if you guys will hear from me before I give that final update, but I will let you guys know if I finish this and then move into anything else. But right now the reading plans are just to finish the last 100 pages in The Bodyguard. Hi guys, the lighting is not the best, but I did finally finish The Bodyguard by Katherine Center, and I'm honestly so glad to be done with it. As sad as that is to say, I was just ready for this book to end. I was powering through the last 100 pages and just wanting it to be over. Not because it was a bad book, but I just found it a little boring. I think I personally just didn't really connect with the story or the characters, but it was perfectly fine. I have nothing bad to say about it. It's just all personal preference on how I felt about it. Objectively, I really think there is nothing wrong at all with this book. I just don't think I would go out of my way to recommend it because I didn't love it as much as everyone else seems to, but that's okay. I'm probably gonna give it 3 stars because I don't have anything bad to say. I just didn't love it. Since I did just power through those last 100 pages, I am not feeling like reading anything else right at the minute, but I feel like I'll probably want to read a chapter of something else before I go to bed. And I'm kind of in a thriller mood as we're gearing into spooky season, and I also just want a book that really will grip me, and that is a page turner, which I feel like would be a thriller. So I went to my bookshelf and I ended up picking up The Push by Ashley Audrain. I've had this book forever. It's been on my TBR for a while, and I've heard lots of good things about it. So I've always kind of had it in the back of my mind as one to pick up when I'm in the mood for a thriller. And this feels like one that I'm really in the mood for because it's not like especially dark and eerie like I need to save it for October, because I do have thrillers set aside to read closer to spooky season, but I feel like this is a good kind of like transition into fall thriller. So if I do read more before bed, this will probably be what I pick up, and I will definitely close out the vlog tomorrow with a final update on everything that I read this week, and I will let you guys know. Hi guys, it is now the following Sunday, so the week of me vlogging myself mood reading has now come to an end. So I wanted to close out the vlog with a little mini wrap up and give an overview of my thoughts on everything that I read and my final star ratings. So to start with some stats, on Sunday I read 154 pages in The Summer of Broken Rules. On Monday I finished The Summer of Broken Rules and read the last 46 pages. I also read 1 chapter in Red, White, and Royal Blue, which was 21 pages. On Tuesday Tuesday, I read 181 pages in Red, White, and Royal Blue. On Wednesday, I read 160 pages to finish Red, White, and Royal Blue. And then I read 55 pages in Play With Me. On Thursday, I read 25 pages in The Bodyguard and 160 pages in Play With Me. On Friday, I read 67 pages in The Bodyguard. And yesterday, on Saturday, I read 133 pages to finish The Bodyguard, and I read 16 pages in The Push. That comes to a total of 951 pages read for the week. So the first book I finished this week and read for this vlog is The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. I absolutely loved the summer vibes of this book. I thought the setting and the atmosphere were amazing. I really liked the storyline and the characters overall. I will say our main girl, Meredith, got on my nerves at some points, and it was just a little bit juvenile in some parts, but it is YA, so I'm obviously not the ideal target audience, but it still worked for me overall, and I still did enjoy my time. As far as the romance goes, I did already talk about my one issue with the couple in this, and it's that the love interest is Meredith's cousin's husband's stepbrother. So they're obviously not blood related, but I still felt like they were kind of like related by marriage, which felt a little bit weird to me. So that was my one issue where I felt like I couldn't completely root for them. I also really liked the way grief was talked about in here. I felt like it was a really good balance between being emotional and having depth and being heartfelt, but also being a happy and joyful and feel-good book. I thought it was a really good balance, and overall I did enjoy my time, so I would give this book 3.5 stars. The next book I finished this week is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. This one to start was really hard for me to get into. I felt like the first half was very slow and boring. It dragged a lot. It was very politics heavy with a lot of info dumping. I felt like the romance was more of a subplot and really took the back seat, so I was just having a lot of trouble getting into it. I also was really surprised at how we only got Alex's perspective, because I was under the impression that this book was dual POV and we were going to flip every other chapter from Henry to Alex's point of view. So I felt like I knew Alex really well, but I wanted more of Henry. I feel like I only got to know him through Alex and through their interactions, and I would have loved to see more of his side of the story, but the second half of this book really did turn things around for me, and I ended up loving it so much. I loved Alex and Henry's connection. I feel like their romance was so pure and so genuine, and I feel like it's one of those love stories that makes you believe in true love, because they are so meant to be together, and it really did feel like a fairy tale kind of romance, and I truly loved it. I also ended up watching the movie, which made me fall in love with the story even more. I thought it was an amazing adaptation. Seeing everything come to life and all the characters being exactly how I imagined them when I was reading was just so fun to watch. The adaptation was so true to the story and just made me love it even more. So I think I've decided to give Red, White, and Royal Blue 4 stars. The next and final book I finished this week is The Bodyguard by Katherine Center. I really don't have much to say on this book because I feel so mediocre about it. I found it to be a little boring, and I had trouble getting into it and connecting to the story and the characters, but I don't have anything bad to say about it. I feel like objectively it is a good book and a good story. I just liked the premise, I think, more than the execution, but it really is all just personal preference. Nothing really stood out to me about this book, but I don't have a bad thing to say about it. It just wasn't for me, so I'm gonna give this book 3 stars. The next book I started but did not finish yet. I'm at the 32% mark in Play With Me by Becca Mack. This is the second book in the Playing for Keeps series. It is a hockey romance, and I am enjoying my time so far. It's really cheesy. I'm rolling my eyes a lot, but it's also cheesy in like a funny way. It's made me laugh out loud so far the entire time. I think my biggest issue with it is that the couple seems to only have a physical attraction right now, and it is very lust driven. It's already very spicy, and I've only made it to the 32%, and this is a very long book, so I'm hoping as it goes on the story is going to have more depth to it. It already has kind of hinted at some things that the characters are dealing with, so I'm hoping to see those layers touched upon as the book continues, but I'm definitely planning to finish that one before the month is over, so you'll probably hear about it in my August wrap up. And the final book that I started this week, I literally started it last night, so I don't have really much to say yet. I'm only 16 pages in, to The Push by by Ashley Aldrain. This is a thriller about motherhood, and I don't know too much more about the story than that, but I've heard good things about it, and already I'm really hooked by the writing style. It's very ominous. Already I'm sucked in, and I cannot wait to continue on with this one. So it feels like it's going to be a page turner. I'm sure I'm going to finish it before August is up, so this is another one to look out for. My final thoughts and my August wrap up. And that is everything that I mood read over the course of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this vlog. It was a very realistic look at how much and what kind of things I read when I can just pick up whatever I want to read and don't have like a set TBR for a video. Let me know if you've read any of these books and what your thoughts and opinions are on them. Thank you again for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, hit the red subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to my channel so that you can stick around and you won't miss any future videos from me. I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye guys.